So about 2 years ago, I was just like many of you watching this video right now. I felt stuck. I was in my early 20s, working a full-time job, working super hard, but it seemed like no matter how much money I made, it just wasn't enough to save or invest for my future. And I was barely covering my bills, so today we're gonna be talking all about that. We're gonna not talk about how I went from feeling stuck and overwhelmed to building multiple income streams and being able to save and invest in my future. I found ways to increase my income, cut back on expenses, and really start investing in my future. My paycheck would come in and it would go straight to my bills and expenses. There was never any money left over for saving or investing. It was really frustrating and it made me feel like no matter how hard I worked, I was just treading water and not really making any progress. Well, it turns out that I actually found two income streams that worked for me. It just takes some creativity, hard work, and determination. If you're feeling stuck in your current situation, know that you're not alone. So many people feel like they're working hard but not getting anywhere financially. But the good news is you're not helpless. The first one was freelancing. I was able to use my skills as an accountant to start providing bookkeeping services to small businesses. But we can change our attitude towards these things. We can choose to see them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles that hold us back. Focus on what you can control, your attitude and your actions. Make the most of the situation you're in right now and don't be afraid to explore new opportunities. With some hard work and determination, you can achieve your financial goals and live a life that you're proud of. For example, having to wake up early can be a great opportunity to start your day with intention and purpose. Use that time to do something that makes you happy or productive. The long commute, well, that's a perfect time to listen to a podcast or audiobook and learn something new. By focusing on the positive aspects of our situation and finding ways to make the most of it, we can stay motivated and keep moving forward. Sure, it's not always easy, but it is possible. And when you find yourself feeling unmotivated or stuck, just remember that you're not alone. Everyone goes through ups and downs, and it's important to stay positive and focused on what you can control. They're working hard but not really getting anywhere financially, but the good news is you're not helpless. You have the power to change your situation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And doing something else. The reality is that most of us need a steady income to pay our bills and support ourselves. So what do? How do we find a way to make things better when it feels like we're just stuck in this never-ending cycle of working hard but not really getting anywhere? Well, the answer is to focus on what we can control and build a better financial future for yourself. It just takes some creativity, hard work, and determination. And if I can do it, trust me, so can you. And the second one was reselling items online. I was able to find products that I could purchase for cheap at thrift stores or garage sales and then resell them for a profit online. These two income streams allowed me to really boost my income and start saving for my future. That's when I started to look for other ways to make money. And I want to share those tips with you because if I can do it, I promise you anyone can. The first one that caught my attention was becoming an Uber driver. It can be boring, repetitive, and sometimes just downright exhausting. The alarm clock seems to go off earlier each day, and the commute gets longer and longer. It can be tough to stay motivated and keep going when it feels like you're just stuck in a rut. But here's the thing, a lot of people feel this way. You're not alone. It seemed like a pretty easy way to make some extra cash. All I needed was a car and a smartphone, so I thought, hey, I already have those things, so why not give it a shot? I signed up to be an Uber driver and started driving part-time on the weekends. I thought, great, now I can make some extra money on the weekends and really boost my income. But unfortunately, I ended up losing money after accounting for gas, maintenance, and all of the expenses. It just wasn't worth it, and I realized it wasn't gonna be a long-term solution for me. Let's go ahead and get into it. I had always been interested in writing, and I thought maybe I could turn my passion into profit. So I spent some time learning about blogging, and I decided to give it a try. I bought a domain name, I learned how to use WordPress, and I started writing articles on my blog. Unfortunately, it just wasn't really bringing in any revenue. And after a few months, I had to be realistic and admit that it wasn't going to be the financial solution I was hoping for. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a qualified accountant, and on this channel, we talk about all things personal finance, self-development, and entrepreneurship. You get paid at the end of the month. You pay your rent, you pay your utilities, you pay your phone bill, you buy some groceries, and before you know it, your paycheck is gone. And then it happens again. You get paid at the end of the month. You pay your bills and you buy some necessities, and before you know it, it's gone again. It seems like no matter how much money you make, you're always just scraping by. You're reliving paycheck to paycheck, and you never have any money left over to save or invest in yourself. You're stuck in this cycle of working hard but never really getting ahead. It's frustrating, it's overwhelming, and honestly, it can be kind of depressing too. Okay, so picture this. You wake up every morning before your shift at your 9-to-5 job. This isn't how I thought my life was supposed to be. I mean, I had dreams and aspirations, didn't I? I wanted to travel the world, experience new things, start a business, build a life that I was proud of. But here I was stuck in this dead-end job, living paycheck to paycheck with no real prospects for the future. It just didn't seem like things were ever gonna change. But I knew if I could just get out of this situation, if I could somehow break free from this cycle, then maybe things would get better. Maybe I would be able to save some money, invest in myself, and really start building a life that I was excited about. Your alarm goes off and it's just another day. You drive to work, you work hard, you put in the hours. You're doing everything they ask of you and more. But you can't help but think there has got to be more to life than this. You look at your bank account and you see the numbers just aren't adding up. I remember I would work my full-time job, come home, and literally just lay in bed thinking, why am I doing this? What is the point? It took me a while, but eventually I did find a way out of that situation. Okay, so here's what was happening. I was working hard, but never really getting anywhere financially. And when I say never, I mean never. So I started doing some research online, and I came across some popular side hustles that people were talking about. So I started looking for other side hustles to try. And the next one I came across was starting a blog. So you might be wondering, how did I finally get out of that situation? And I know it might sound cliche, but if I can do it, I promise you, anyone can. So many people are in the exact same boat that you're in right now. Okay, so let's take a moment to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Yes, working a 9-to-5 job can be challenging. And while it may be tempting to dream of quitting your job, we can't change the fact that we have bills to pay or that our commute takes forever. Remember, you're not alone. Everyone goes through ups and downs in their journey. Now, if you're looking for more tips on how to become financially free, check out this video right here, where I talk about my top 3 favorite books on financial independence.